Hello, everyone. Apologies. Technical difficulties has caused for me to stop the previous stream. I was about 15 minutes in. One of the community members tipped me off as to the technical issue, and so I'm streaming once again. And hopefully the display is better. I'm gonna double check it. But welcome. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analyses. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Welcome to the live stream part 2. All right. Apologies once again. We're going to try and keep this short and sweet. We're not going to kind of dilly-dally too much because we don't have too much time. But I do want to share the content with you. I do have some updates to share, not only on Bitcoin, but also on VRA. So if you're interested in that, please stay tuned. Watch the entire stream. It's not going to be too long, and it's going to be jam-packed with information. Thank you again, AC, the community member who tipped me off to the technical issue. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So let's double check and make sure that the stream is working properly. I'm going to go into YouTube on my phone and just see really quickly. Please bear with me. All right. And it looks good. Okay, you can see my screen now, and that's great. Once again, thank you so much. All right. So I'm going to just rehash what I was saying. The idea is basically, we're posing the question, what's next for Bitcoin? Okay, we've been in this complex correction for 4 days now, and we're projecting that we have maybe a day longer, maybe about 20 to 24 hours more of this kind of price action, and after that, it's very, very likely that we get the next big move is an impulsive move to the downside. Why? Very simply, if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know exactly why, okay? It's simply because we're in a fourth wave. It's highly sort of probabilistic that we are indeed in a fourth wave correction, and that fourth wave correction is going to lead us into wave 5. What comes after 4? 5, all right? And how do we know we're in a fourth wave? It has all the characteristics of a fourth wave. Fundamentally, the fourth wave confuses people, myself included, always. I've been confused by wave 4, by so many wave 4s in my trading career. I can't even count. The fourth wave is literally, sort of fundamentally meant to confuse most market participants in thinking that the trend is exhausted, when in actuality, it's not yet exhausted. The fourth wave technically ranges between the 236 and the 382 of the third wave, and that's what we're getting here, right? The 236 and the 382 is, or it doesn't range between the 236 and the 382. It tops out between the 236, and the 382. So that's what we're getting. We pull the Fibonacci retracement level of wave 3, and that's exactly what we're getting. So we've respected the 382 level. Also, it's a correction. It's a complex correction. You tend to get complex fourth wave corrections when you have simple two-wave corrections. All of that has been explained before. If you're new, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. We learn here. We're always sharing kind of Elliott wave theory. We're always sharing kind of technical analysis, and the whole point is for you to grow as a trader, grow as an investor. Most people who invest in cryptocurrencies, they know nothing about charting. They know nothing about technical analysis, and that may work for a season, that may work for a period, but if you want replicable, consistent results, learn to read, right? Learn to read these charts, and you'll know when to sell high, and buy low, quite simply, without breaking your brain over trying to follow the news and stuff like that. Everything is in the charts. The charts are a reflection of everybody's consciousness all the market participants sort of activity, the psychology, all the fundamental news, all that stuff. It's in the charts. Why it works, I don't know if anybody knows. I don't know if anybody knows how consistently impulses happen in 5. How does that work? Consistently, without fail, corrections happen in 3. How does that work? I don't know. Okay, why is it, that all these Fibonacci levels are respected by price action? I don't know. But we know that it works. We know that WD Gann had a 92% win rate. That's been documented. We know that in 1920-ish, he made $500 million trading, which is, I don't know what that is in today's money, but if it was $500 million back then, imagine, right? We know that this stuff works. Maybe we don't know why it works. And a lot of people actually, they doubt it works, and they're skeptical, and you can understand why. How can it be that a system, you can say that a system where you have a system that predicts, and to a high degree of certainty, to a high degree of probability, how humans behave? That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem possible, right? Consistently, not only how humans behave, but how humans behave over long periods of time, over short periods of time. This is why a lot of people disbelieve in technical analysis, but this is why when you do learn it, you have an edge that most people can't even imagine exists, okay? So this is why we learn this stuff, and this is why this channel exists. I want to learn, I want to share what I'm learning, and hopefully you learn as well, and we all make money in doing so. The more you know, the more you can make. All right, so we're in this correction, and before the stream, the last stream cut off, basically I was saying how this is very elegant, right? It's a parallelogram, and price simply, as complex, and we're going to zoom in a moment, but as complex as all of this has been for the past 4.5 days, it's simply the price going from the bottom to the top, to the bottom, to the top. We all know that corrections happen in 3s, whether they're ABCs or WXYs or WXYXZs. It's either double 3s or triple 3s for complex correction, but it's always 3s, okay? So that harmony exists, that consistency, that periodicity of sort of corrective price action is there. It's consistent. So 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave. That's why I believe that this correction is almost through, because I see 1 wave, I see 2 waves, and I see a 3rd wave almost halfway through. And when will it be over? When we get to the top of the range, quite obviously, right? The top of the range is the 382 of this 3rd wave, and once we get to the top, I'm in a long right now, so I'm going to be taking profits. And what you're likely to see, and now let's get the pen out, let's draw a little bit, is you're likely to see something like this. A pivot, which is going to be most likely a flat correction, and the C wave of that flat correction serving as the 1 wave of the impulse down. So after 1, you get 2, 3, longest, never the shortest, or usually the longest, never the shortest, usually the most impulsive, 4, 5, and then a complete wave 5. And then at that point, you will see true reversal. You will see true sort of exhaustion of the entire trend, where price action will violently move up to give you your 2 wave Elliott wave correction of the larger trend. And that is when price will most likely go to between 62 and 63K, somewhere thereabouts, okay? And most people who are kind of not literate in chart analysis will say, oh, the bull market is back, let's go, let's ape in. But you all, and more savvy investors, more savvy traders, will know that's simply a 2-wave correction. We're not going to exceed the 618 level of this entire trend, okay? And that will basically be If you're going to long, you're going to take profit, and then you're going to get ready to short the market again. Either spot short by selling your positions, taking profits, or shorting the market on leverage, okay, whatever you do. But that's, we're going to keep making money. Whether the price goes up or down, we're going to track it. We have a big map, okay? We have a larger map, and we're going to track it, and we're going to see how the price respects these patterns that Ralph Nelson Elliott kind of laid out for us 100 years ago. It's 5 waves. It's crazy. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Bitcoin. That's what I see that's coming next. Very simply, we're going to go into our wave 5 impulse down, and that's going to be the next impulsive action where people are going to be like, oh, okay, now Bitcoin's finally woken up again. And now they're going to think the dump is over because, they haven't zoomed out or they don't know much about technical analysis. So they're going to think this is it, right? These 5 waves were it. But in actuality, that's just the first of 5 waves, because if you have an impulse, you always have to count to 5. If you have a correction, you always have to count to 3. Simple, right? This stuff you can literally learn. People are intimidated by it, and I think when you think of TA and you think of GAN analysis, it's intimidating. I mean, look at this shit. Look at this. I can pull out something fancy like a GAN fan, and if you know nothing about technical analysis, like, what the hell does this even mean? Okay, and we're gonna use it in a second. I don't know much about it, but I know a little bit, and we're gonna use it when we zoom into Bitcoin. But like, that's intimidating. Okay, that can be intimidating. So can Fibonacci levels, but Elliott wave theory is quite simple, and I think usually when things work, they're simple, they're elegant. You can get complex, you can get intricate, but at their base, fundamentally, they're simple, right? It's just 5 waves in an impulse, 3 waves in a correction. There's nothing, I mean, that's pretty much it, right? Anybody can get that. My kid can count to 5, and he can count to 3 as well. All right, so that's basically what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. Let me know if you guys have any issues or any questions about that. So, given this map, because Bitcoin, right, we all know is the primary mover. Bitcoin is the market maker. And if we want to know what the market's going to do, we track Bitcoin. That's why we track Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency market at large. So, if I'm interested in X altcoin or Y altcoin, I'm going to think, okay, first, what's Bitcoin doing? What will Bitcoin allow on the medium short term, or in the medium time frame and a larger time frame? Short time frame, anything can happen really. So if I'm going to make an investment in an altcoin, first and foremost, I'm going to think, is this a buy and hold, or do I have to trade out of this quickly? Now, I'm not longing anything, either spot. Well, obviously, I'm longing and shorting Bitcoin on intraday, but I'm saying I'm not buying any positions to hold for long periods of time. I'm not even thinking of altcoins right now. In terms of investment, I'm thinking in terms of exiting positions. And when I look at this, I see one more day of kind of matriculation to the upside for Bitcoin, right? I don't expect too much upside, but I expect Bitcoin not to dump for the next 24 to 30 hours. So that'll give altcoins an opportunity to do what they want to do, right? I expect maybe 4% more out of Bitcoin. And so you see, even with Bitcoin doing 4%, 4.5% in, let's see, in 16 hours, you see the results of this, right? Look, you see green in the market. Bitcoin allows this. That is what people don't understand. It's this crypto stuff is not that complicated. You don't have to look at a million different projects. I mean, you can, obviously, for everything kind of has its own rhythm. But generally speaking, if Bitcoin is stable, if Bitcoin is going up, then it permits these other projects to do things, right? very rare that Bitcoin will dump and a project will counter that and go counter to that and just moon, right? Very rare. It happens, but it's very rare. So when Bitcoin starts dumping, that's why, people who are shilling altcoins right now, people who are saying, yeah, buy this, buy that, they're going to wreck their communities because this downturn is imminent. That two wave is going to be pretty much the last chance to exit. And this is why, this is going to be a good segue to VRA. So in that two wave, let's say Bitcoin comes to our 5 wave, and let's just project our 5 wave really quickly using the inverse 618 of the 4 wave. Let's turn the magnet on. Bottom of the 4 wave, top of the 4 wave is going to be here-ish. So it's likely we get our 52K, okay, just judging by that that projection right there. So from 52K, okay, let's say that is the bottom. Okay, let's get rid of this. And then we get ready, we do kind of a consolidation a bit here. You have your pitchfork reversal, which I call it basically A wave, B wave, up, and then C coming in, and then you get your wave 1, and then you get your 5 waves up, right? It's probably not going to be there. I messed up those proportions, but you know what I'm talking about. And we know that 2 waves cannot retrace more than the 618. So it's going to be here. More than the 618 of the entire wave. But this move is going to be significant. This move is going to give you a good 20%. Great long opportunity, okay? People are going to be, if that's 20% for Bitcoin, imagine what the altcoins are going to do. This is why I'm saying, when I'm looking at VRA, and you thought I lost you there, I'm still going into VRA. When I'm looking at VRA, when I'm looking at other projects, if Bitcoin does 20%, what are the altcoins going to do? 50, 60%. So that's a great kind of tell for, it's a great opportunity for us, right? But it's a great tell for what we can expect once this 5th wave concludes. And those people who they espouse the narrative of after this dump, we moon. That 20% is what they think is going to send us to the moon, okay? And people are going to be like, oh, Dean, I knew it. You're full of it. This, I knew we were going to moon after. You were telling me to sell positions and, get ready for a big drawdown. But look, Phantom is up 50%. IMX is up 60%. AVAX, Avalanche, and Solana is up 40%. Oh, great. 30-40%. If you don't know how to exit positions, if you don't manage that trade properly, you will be underwater. And that 30-40%, that, those little scraps, because those are scraps in a bull market, you'll regret once you go down by 80-90%, okay? And remember, if Bitcoin goes down 40-50%, then altcoins can go down 80-90%. Yeah, just like we saw in May. So, not to say that you can't long. I'm going to be longing Bitcoin in this 2 wave. I definitely will. But, we know how to exit positions here. We track it. But some people who may think that the bull runs back on, buy, forget about it. They're, they have something else. They're going to get some short-term profits, and then on the long term, they may regret it. All right. So let's go to VRA. Nishesh, he says, hi Dean, do you think it's WXY or WXYXZ, as the latter would take more time for correction? I am looking at 26th of November for wave 5 to commence. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin really quickly and address that. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Can Y be lower than WIC says? let's go back to Bitcoin and answer these questions. I'm sorry I didn't look at the questions. No, this one. Okay, here we go. All right, first let's answer the first question. Can Y be lower than W? No. I see no. Technically speaking, Y should be ever so slightly higher than W. That's the principles. There's 2 or 3 principles in these WXYs. One, that X should be above the origination point of W, okay? Even ever so slightly. And again, you don't need to be 100% accurate. If you get a little wicking, that's okay. But generally speaking, you do have that here. And then the other point is that Y should be a little higher than W. So let's say W reached a point of 60,000. What did it reach? Something like 60,000 and some change. Then expect Y to go, $2-3 over or something like that. So that's pretty much, those are the rules. So it's basically a slant upwards parallelogram for a downtrend, right? And if it's an uptrend, it's the opposite. But it's the correction should be slanted in the direction of the correction. That's essentially it. So let's go with do you think it's WXY or WXYXZ, Nishesh? So 2-3 days ago I pointed out a WXYXZ. They're exceedingly rare. They're it's not like seeing a unicorn, but you don't see them as often as WXYs. WXYs maybe 80-85% of the time you get a WXY, and then maybe 10-15% you get, or 10-15% I would say I'd seen WXYXZ. It happens, but I don't believe this is a WXYXZ. A WXYXZ would take quite a while. And November 26th, I mean, that's possible. What are we now? We're the 23rd. We're the 23rd. Look, okay. It's tough to say. One of the hardest things, and one of the reasons Gann analysis is so crazy, is because he was good at even doing time prediction. And, with his level of analysis, he could give you time prediction. That's one of the hardest things to do. I don't necessarily think it's necessary. So I'm not like, you can, I think there's a fib time, trend-based fib time tool. I'm not exactly sure how to use it. I looked it up. I'm not exactly sure how to use it. But it's I don't know. You could use it for fun, but time is one of the hardest things to do in terms of trying to do your technical analysis. It's not impossible, right? We estimated time, but the only reason I'm talking about time now with respect to this complex analysis or this complex correction in wave 4 is because that's fundamentally one of the characteristics of a complex correction, right? It's that it lasts longer than the simple correction. So if we do quick measurement of the two simple correction in the 2 wave, that was 4 days and 12 hours. And we see that if this is complex, then it's going to have to last longer than 4 days and 12 hours. And in my back testing, I always say 3.5 or twice as long. So that's why, 6 to 8 days, rough estimate, but it could be 5 days. So, I have it going for a day or 2 longer. So yeah, I mean, it could be the 26th, something thereabouts, but, I don't think it's that important. It's not that relevant. I'm in a long right now. I don't know when it's going to hit my target, but I don't care. And before going to VRA, we have to zoom in really quickly. I wanted to show you guys something. One of the characteristics of one of the things that makes this region a no trade zone for most traders is the crabbiness, is the fact that you don't know where it's going, and it goes so slowly, and then all of a sudden it moves. So it goes fast and slow, fast and slow. It's not consistent, it seems. Okay, so you have your A, B, C, right, in your W. That C wave was crazy volatile, right? That's one really large candle. That's a $2,500 candle, right? Pretty much, right at the end of W. Then you get some crabbiness. You get your pivot in your flat correction, and then you get a downtrend. And that downtrend's relatively quick, right? Then you get another pivot in a flat correction for X, and then again you get like a $3,000 candle, right? This is the volatility that nukes most traders. This is, yeah, a $3,000 candle. And turn around, quick downtrend, traversing the height of, pretty much the height of the range in pretty much no time, right? In like 8 hours. But do you see the lack of consistency in the price, given that it's corrective in nature, makes it very, very challenging. And here you got your pivot, quick, boom. This was A, B, C, that C wave, impulsive. And then right after, you go up, you go back down for your, looks like a wave 1, but it could be a B wave instead. I thought it was, it's that C wave can be both a C wave and an A wave when you have successive corrections. And this is the complex nature of complex correction. So A, B, C, that C is now A, and then a B, and that C, okay? And I'm in a long right now. It looks like it's turning on me. Don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it may be wise to take profit. Let's see. If this is A, this was B, the retracement. We expect C to come to 1, between 1 and 1, 2, 3, 6, right? And another thing I wanted to mention. So in Gann analysis, he has a pretty cool theory where if you see price action, climbing at a 45-degree angle, okay, and this is where the Gann fan would come in play, and I believe that the one of the Gann fan is at a 45-degree angle. So if you see the climb at a 45-degree angle, then it's a, how do you say it? It's you can continue. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's something. It's a trend that can go on, right? It's not like violating anything. It's in balance. The 45-degree angle is in balance. As soon as that angle exceeds 45 degrees, if it pitches a little more than 45 degrees, then it's not sustainable. There you go. It's unsustainable, and you're going to have to get a correction, rollover, okay? But if it's less than 45 degrees, right, you're rolled over, then you're looking to go back to 45 degrees. So basically, he's using geometry and angles, and 45 is the mean. And when you're on the mean, when you're pitched at that 45 degrees, you're good, okay? And that's, I think, one of the fundamental uses of the Gann fan. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. If anybody in the chat or in the community is more versed in Gann analysis, I'd love to learn, and I'm learning bits and pieces here and there. I think it's interesting. So when I was looking at this price action, just thinking of that, I was like, oh, that looks sustainable, right? It looks like it's not pitched too steep, but here you clearly see we're having a break of trend, right? We've had this going for what? 10 hours. Yeah, I've been in this trade for 10 hours. And finally, we're having some rollover. So what's that mean? If we have any kind of rollover, we know that rollovers happen. First, you have a rollover, and then you have a pullback for a B wave, and then you finally get your sort of your not capitulation, but your C wave of that rollover. So I'm gonna just monitor this closely and see what it does. If it continues, or if it's going to give go back on itself, I don't know. Because we're in a correction, you can't treat this like an impulsive wave. We know how to trade impulsive waves easy. Corrective waves are very, very challenging to trade. Now, zooming out, and here we would pull something else out of our bags, pattern analysis, okay? So if you're not sure what to do with this in terms of Elliott waves, just pull out your fundamental, your basic pattern analysis that most traders use, okay? Most 80-90% of YouTubers use this. And they'll see a W, and they know that's a bullish pattern, and they'll see this level that has a bunch of price action here, price action here, price action here, price action here. So obviously we're encountering some resistance here. Also, harkening back to GAN, this seems to be halfway the 50% level of our range. And what does GAN say about the 50% level? If you have a range, and let's zoom out so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's zoom out and then put this really quickly. Guys, don't forget to like the stream. I know I always forget when I'm on a stream, but just like it so other people can see it, and the algorithm gives it more visibility and sort of shows that you are into it. But if you're appreciating and you're getting value, definitely like the stream. As my guy, what's his name? The Brit. Oh, what's his name? I don't know why I can't think of his name right now, but he says desecrate the like button. He's hilarious. I forget his name. He's a good trader, English guy. Anyway, the 50% level is where GAN says if you're in a range or in a trading zone, once you've breached the 50%, you're bullish. Once below the 50%, you're bearish. You tend to kind of knock back down. So seeing some rollover, seeing some resistance here, and looking closer, I see some wicks to the bottom. That doesn't concern me. I don't think I'm going to close my trade or take profit just yet because, one, we're at the 50% level. Two, the characteristic of these candles with the wicks to the downside shows that its price is looking to push up, okay? And it looks like, this we've had a lot of resistance at this 50% level, right? So it makes sense that the price has to work to kind of get past this. So we might have some consolidation in the form of a wedge, or a wedge forming a wedge for consolidation for a move to the upside. And I think that that's what we're going to do. We're finally going to get a move to the upside to complete this Y wave. So that's basically what I'm seeing. And also add to the fact that if you just did simple ABC projection, right? Let's say that, nope, this is not it. Let's say that this was a B retracement down here. We haven't even hit the 1 or the 1, 2, 3, 6, right? For instance, when I was longing, I was long somewhere else. I forget where. But I once it hit the 1 and the 1, 2, 3, 6, I took profit, and I was right because we broke down right after. I think it was here somewhere. I don't know. I can't Remember, I wasn't in this time frame, so it doesn't look familiar to me. I think I was on the 15-minute chart. But anyway, typically, on the C wave will retrace. It'll go as high as between the 1 and the 1, 2, 3, 6, right? And if this is a C wave, I expect it to get at least to here and here before I think of taking profit. So that's just what I'm seeing. But yeah, these are no trade zones because it's really, look at this volatility, right? Like you can, I'm good, right? I'm going, it was here. I longed this up to the 1, between the 1 and 1, 2, 3, 6, and then right after, boom, we came down here. I woke up in the morning and it was right here, and so I entered along just looking at this. I'm like, we did our pivot, so I'm good to go. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to show you guys in Bitcoin. Thanks, Dean. I'm also seeing ETH retracing 50% and BNB retracing 61.8 from its low on 18th of November. Do you reckon they have already had their big wave 1 complete? This is a good question, Nishesh. I have not looked at ETH or BNB. I can have a quick look in a moment. So now let's go quickly to VRA. And VRA is still crabbing along. Let's go and zoom out. So last we spoke about VRA, we were saying that we're waiting for this B wave to complete, okay? That's where we want to take profits. You see my alarm set at the top of this range. We had, if you zoom out even more, we had 5 waves up. We have 5 waves up, and a B that retraced to almost the 1, 2, 3, 6 of this A wave, okay? And now what basically I'm going to take profit is in a pivot. So it's reminiscent of what Bitcoin did. Remember, Bitcoin went to 64K, it retraced, right? It retraced the May crash. Then it went back up to 66 or something like that, right? I think it went to 66 66. And then it did this A wave, and then it came for its B wave, or its pivot before it went into its first wave of the downtrend, and it made a new all-time high, 69. This move in Bitcoin was the all-time high, 69. That's what I'm looking for in VRA, in short, okay? And remember, price doesn't just turn around on a dime. You need these flat corrections to pivot. So this is basically what I'm trading here. And on a larger time frame, that can take some time. So people are like, oh, Dean, you're sort of bearish long term, yet and still you have yet to take profit on your VRA. It's because of this, guys. Instead of selling at 6 cents, I want to sell at around 9 cents, and that's significantly higher profit for me. And I believe that this leg, this opportunity for us to go, let's see, is this really 50%? Goodness gracious. Yeah, that 50%, remember what I said about Bitcoin going 20% in the 2 wave and alts doing 40 to 60%? That's when we're going to get it, I reckon, when Bitcoin does its 2 wave. So after the 5th wave, after the consolidation at the bottom of the 5th wave, and Bitcoin retracing to the 2 wave of the larger downtrend, this is when we're going to get an opportunity in VRA to get our 9 cent VRA, 10 cent VRA, and that's when I'm looking to exit the position. And I've had this position for over half a year, and it's done very, very well. So that's pretty much VRA in a nutshell. Just be patient. I think I made a time prediction in a previous video. I don't remember what it was, but it was probably wrong. Again, time predictions, they're neither here nor there. I was just having fun. But in any case, what's more important is looking at the patterns. And higher time frame, what do we see? We see our A wave, right? A, B, C. That's one wave, all right? Now, Price has to go back up for the B wave. What does it do? Always, price has to pivot. How does it pivot? With a flat correction. A, B. We just completed the B, so that's pretty much the bottom of 5.6 cents. Now I expect, sorry, the C wave, the impulsive wave, up in that B wave to give us our top. Okay, what will it be? I don't really know, to be honest. I was doing projections based on the A wave and the B wave, but right now it's, that would make that wouldn't really be accurate, because if this were A, B, and C were to only retrace to the between the 1 and 1,236, it wouldn't even meet our larger target of the B wave, which is supposed to come up at least to the 1 of A, or in a zigzag. Let's be honest, it can come as low as the 0.5, between the 0.5 and the 618, right? So let's just say that we were going to have a zigzag. Let's just put a line there really quickly. Let's see, between the 0.5 and the 618 of this. Shit. Yeah. It's possible. That's a possibility that we get a zigzag correction in VRA where we only go as high as this level. Okay, that's possible. I don't think it's probable, because just looking at the price action historically, if you zoom out on this, you don't see many zigzag corrections in the pivots. You see mostly flat corrections. So I do fully anticipate that flat correction taking us between 9 and 10 cents, and I expect it when Bitcoin goes for 20%, retracing the 2 wave up until the 618. Okay, so that's pretty much VRA. That's the update. Just wait until the price gets between 9 and 10 cents and sell there. That's pretty much what I'm gonna do. And when we get closer, when we start to see a little more price action, we can get a little more specific with the projections, right? But I don't have enough price action right now to say where we're going. I thought that this was an A, B, C, but so I was expecting the C from this A and B, right? But this looks like A, B, C of A, okay? And this looks like the B, okay? Because I think I had erroneously classified this as the B wave, but this is part of the A very clearly, okay? So that's VRA. Let's go quickly into ETH and BNB, stuff I don't really look at, but why not? Ethereum. I used to be like in everything and anything at all times, and then I consolidated, right? I consolidated my energies, consolidated my trading, and I made a lot more just focusing on fewer things, not trying to trade everything and chasing pumps. I used to be terrible. I lost so much money just chasing this and that. What is this line? I don't know. Okay, let's go, I guess, on the daily, because I don't look at this chart like ever. Okay, it looks like I drew something here. Oh, okay, I know what I did. I remember this. I was trying to draw channels. Okay, let's just count ETH really quickly. Let's zoom out. Because when you're not familiar with a chart, it's best to zoom all the way out to get some context. Okay, so looks like I still need more context. I'm going to pull out another Ethereum chart. No, I don't like this one. I'm going to pull out the Bitstamp. That's more history. I just don't know what I'm looking at in terms of the context. And I'm going to zoom out all the way and then zoom in. Where is this? All the way. Oh, here it is. It's pulled up already. Okay. All right. Looks like. All right. Now, what am I looking at? Okay, that's 5 waves up. That's your ABC. That's your pivot. This is the start of this bull run. 1, 2. Is that what I'm looking at? Or what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. C. That's is that what I'm looking at? 2, 3, 4, 5. B, C. That was it. I'm a little confused. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sense of this. I know this is a large time frame. So one of the things that I'm confused with is this being it for this 5-wave impulse. Okay, if you have 5 waves, we all know that 5 waves typically retrace to the 382 or the 236, right? So if you're going to pull fibs, we expect that retracement to come down here for it to be a complete retracement. However, what we got here is a retracement down here that basically looks like the beginning of the correction. That looks like an A wave to me. This looks like a B wave, okay? And let's just confirm this. Let's get off auto. Confirm this. B waves can go between, let's see. Yeah, that looks like a B wave to me. Guys, I'm going to have to open the door really quickly. Please wait one moment. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I had to pick up a delivery and then give the UPS guy something. Okay, here's what I'm seeing with ETH. We had Ethereum basically had 5 waves. Those 5 waves since 2015, it's basically been in an impulse. That impulse ended in January of 2018. The correction started in January of 18. And the first wave of that correction pretty much ended on March of 20. Okay? And the B wave, we've pretty much been in a relief rally of this A wave in ETH since March of 2020. Ethereum is almost at its absolute top. It can go as high as $8,380 approximately. Okay? Why? Why do I say that? It's because we know that right now it's between the 1236 and the 1618 of the A wave, right? Which is, it's going to be basically an extended or expanded flat or irregular flat, expanded or irregular flat. When you're in this region, 1236 and 1618 of the A wave, you're in expanded flat territory. So this B wave is irregularly high, okay? And expect your C wave to be the inverse of this. Whatever this is. If it goes to 8K, whatever it is, expect your C wave to be the inverse 1618 of this. Is that right? So, sorry. That's not how you do it. It goes, use the extension tool. Do you see what I'm seeing? I don't know. Like, look at this. This is what I'm seeing with ETH. I expect it to go. It can go as high as $8,000, but it's coming down heinously. It's coming down heinously. Expect the correction to take ETH back down below $100. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I'm reading on the charts. That's what you guys are seeing, right? Obviously, if we stopped today and we kind of turned around, and I don't think we've turned around yet. I think this B wave, let's see. This might be, there might be a little more left in this like mini B wave, right? So A, B, essentially Ethereum for quite a long time is going to be in a heinous downtrend. Heinous. You guys seeing this, right? Like sub $100 ETH. And I know it sounds crazy, and a lot of people who think technical analysis is bullshit are probably laughing at this right now, but this is just what I'm seeing, right? Right now, this B wave can come up all the way up here, no problem, okay? 7, 8K, something like that. It's actually saying that 7, 8, right under 8K is a top. If this is an A wave, I don't know what this is. I'd have to measure it out. But this, if you count this as 1, maybe this is a 4 wave. Maybe this is a wave 5. I don't know of the B wave. I'm not gonna take time to try and count this, but whatever. The idea, the general idea is ETH can go up to 8K ish, and then you can pretty much long it for the next 2-3 years. I know that sounds crazy. Or sorry, did I say long? I meant short. Yeah, you can pretty much short it for quite a while. All right, let's look at BNB really quickly. So yeah, those Ethereum gas fees shouldn't be too much of an issue moving forward, right? At least that's going to help with actually making it more usable, right? How crazy is that? I haven't looked at any of these charts for a long time, and I do get. Last time I looked at it, I wasn't even close to as accurate and close to as sort of good at reading. That's interesting to me. It's cool. Okay, Binance Coin. So on the weekly chart, what is this?